Our Lady of the Lakes Parish is a vibrant faith community that currently serves the Lakes area from 3 locations: St. Christopher's in Nisswa, St. Alice in Pequot Lakes, and Our Lady of Lourdes in Pine River. 3 former parishes merged into one by the Diocese of Duluth. And while each location has seen names and faces change over the years, one thing remains the same: our commitment to Christ, to one another, and to the betterment of our communities. Our parish today is an active community comprised of over 916 households. Led by a dedicated pastoral staff and strong core of lay leaders and volunteers, there is an increasing number of ways that people of all ages can take part in the spiritual, educational, social, and service ministries of our parish. Yet despite our strong history of activity and accomplishment, some significant challenges remain. For the past 20 years, various committees and groups in our parish and surrounding parishes have pursued new or expanded facilities, each trying to develop individual plans that never materialized. Finally, in 2012, the diocese shared a plan that we could act on. They would realign parishes and let parishes work on implementing the plan. Since that time, our 3 churches have been moving forward together in coordination with the Diocesan Plan and Bishop Serba to map out a long-term plan for becoming a single faith family moving toward one future. We legally became one parish in July of 2015 and met with diocesan leadership multiple times before and after that to adjust the diocesan's plan for uniting our ministries. Diocesan leadership listened to our concerns and allowed us to implement their plan in a way that we believe will work best for us. Step 1 was coming up with a new name, and with members' input, we became Our Lady of the Lakes in February 2017. Step 2 was coming up with a plan for facilities and how, with one priest, we could best serve our parish's need for worship, education, and fellowship. Each site had its own challenges and opportunities. But after a careful review of the buildings, their properties, and the membership and demographic trends of each, it became clear that the best solution was to find a new site on which to build a new church facility large enough to serve the southern half of our new parish, and to use the former Our Lady of Lourdes church building in Pine River to serve the northern half. Neither of the church buildings in Pequot Lakes and Nisswa are adequate in size or facilities to meet our combined needs, especially when attendance peaks during the height of our summer resident and tourist season. And maintaining both locations also maintains ongoing operational costs associated with multiple aging worship spaces. But size and costs aren't our only concerns. Business owners in our area say that the number one thing that new employees moving into the area want to know about our community is what it offers in terms of school options for their children. And if they're asking about schools for their children, many are also eventually asking about the churches in our area. What would they learn about us? Today, our education ministry at Our Lady of the Lakes Parish is trying to keep everything operating at 3 different locations, and finding the support needed at 3 different churches is getting more and more difficult. Plans to add fellowship and education space to St. Alice were halted when our churches merged, and clearly the need for that space hasn't gone away. Yet neither St. Alice or St. Christopher's offers a convenient, proximate location for all parishioners in a single setting, and maintaining both locations continues the inefficient use of time and resources that staff and volunteers have to spend serving each. We simply don't have the facilities to handle a vibrant education ministry, one that would attract and engage new families. While what we have may be good enough for those of us approaching or living in retirement, it's not about us. It's about our children, our grandchildren, and their children and grandchildren, about raising and inspiring future generations of Lake Area Catholics, whose numbers will grow as our communities continue to grow. Imagine being able to recruit enough volunteers to staff our programs because we have inviting, well-equipped facilities that make it easy to bring more young families and kids into a vibrant program. We need a new church, not just because there's a shortage of priests, not just because maintaining 2 locations is inefficient and wastes human and financial resources, not just because neither site is adequate to serve both. We need a new church because our ability to engage and nurture future generations of Catholics depends on having facilities that families want to bring their children to and that can support programs that help them find meaning and purpose in Christ's call to lay down our lives for others. Continuing the status quo simply isn't a sustainable option for us if we want to inspire and nurture lives of faith and service in the Lakes area for generations to come. As for the northern half of our parish, the church building in Pine River is structurally sound, and given the number of parishioners in and around Pine River, it makes sense to continue using it. However, there are a few code compliance and safety issues we need to address as soon as possible. There's also some interior and exterior water damage and general wear and tear that should get attention before improvements get more costly. To address these various needs, we have an ambitious plan to make needed improvements in Pine River and to construct a new church and parish facility large enough to serve the combined needs of our Pequot Lakes and Nisswa communities. In January of 2017, we announced that we were able to purchase a 40-acre site located on the north side of County Road 29, just a half-mile west of Highway 371, one of several sites under consideration and the one that best met our criteria for size, location, usable land, and price. Since then, we've been working with the engineering and architectural firm Widseth Smith Knowlting of Baxter to lay out the plans for Pine River improvements and for our new church and parish facility to serve Nisswa and Pequot Lakes. It's an exciting plan that we believe we can achieve in one or more phases. On our new property, we envision constructing new worship, education, fellowship, meeting, and office space in a single parish facility. The main entrance to the property will be on the south, off County Road 29, with a second entrance from West Twin Lake Drive on the north. With 40 acres of land to work with, we'll have plenty of parking and room to expand. Once the site is excavated and prepared, we'll start with a new, expansive worship center that will permanently seat up to 650 worshipers and give us everything we need for worship and sacramental ministry. The church interior will honor our history with select fixtures and artwork from both St. Alice and St. Christopher's, artfully placed to complement what's new. The narthex will be a large gathering space that accommodates community before and after services, and when needed can expand our seating to 850 on one level. With 2 masses held every weekend, we'll have room enough for everyone, even on peak weekends. Next, we'll construct a spacious Parish Life Center addition to the new church to give us a fellowship wing, an administrative wing, and an education wing. The entire facility will be built on one level for easy accessibility. The fellowship wing will include a social hall that will easily seat 250, a bridal and family room, kitchen, serving area, and storage. The space will allow us to host special parish, family, and community events, all the activities that connect people and make a parish community strong. Minimally, the administrative wing will include 3 offices, a receptionist and waiting areas, women's and men's ADA-compliant restrooms, a workroom, and secure storage space. If members' generosity makes it possible, we'll also complete the pastor's office and a 4th staff office. Similarly, if enough funds are raised, we'll also include in our immediate plans an education wing housing 8 classrooms. Having multiple rooms suitable for religious education, meetings, and youth will enable us to expand programs and make scheduling and attending activities easier, especially for parents and volunteers. When completed, we'll have a church and a parish focused on the future, one large enough to serve us now, one that can be expanded when the time comes, and one that will nurture faith, service, and community in the Lakes area for generations to come. For our Pine River parishioners, we'll make improvements required to make our Pine River church building code compliant and refresh its appearance inside and out. This includes upgrading mechanical and electrical systems in the kitchen and elsewhere, upgrading accessibility to meet ADA and safety requirements, replacing the chancel carpet, lower-level windows, and other minor repairs. If possible, we'll also replace the boiler and roof. To address our needs and plans, we are initiating an intensive fundraising effort titled the One Faith, One Family, One Future campaign. Our aim with this important effort is to raise the funds required to make Pine River improvements and construct the new parish facility to serve Nisswa and Pequot Lakes. Reaching our minimum goal of $2 million when combined with funds held over from earlier efforts will enable us to complete critically needed Pine River improvements and make all the necessary site preparations for our new church. We've also set a cornerstone goal of $4,250,000, which will enable us to complete construction of the new worship space without any long-term debt. However, we need and believe we can do even better than that, so we've also set a miracle goal of $7 million, which will enable us to complete construction of our entire parish facility with little or no long-term debt, depending on how soon we're able to sell our unused properties. But realizing these higher levels of support will require all of us to stretch a bit and give sacrificially. Indeed, to reach our financial objectives, we'll need both a substantial number of givers and a few fairly substantial gifts. So all members are asked to consider gifts above and beyond what they give in their regular offerings and other contributions. And gifts can be made in a variety of ways. Long-term subscriptions or pledges payable over 3 years are easier for most and essential to meeting our goal, since it would be impractical, if not impossible, to reach our objectives with one-time out-of-pocket gifts. Gifts may be made in monthly, quarterly, semi-annual, or annual installments at the donor's discretion, and a 10% initial investment toward your total pledge is encouraged. Non-cash gifts are an additional or alternative way you can support our cause. You may, for example, wish to consider gifts in kind, such as labor and materials, gifts of securities, such as stocks and bonds. You may have real estate or even personal property, such as artwork, automobiles, jewelry, and antiques that you may want to donate or sell and gift the proceeds. And finally, you can also choose to support our efforts through deferred gifts. These are gifts that can be given or arranged for now, but will not be received until later, and include gifts through a person's will by bequest, gifts of life insurance policies or annuities, and trust arrangements. There are also a number of special giving opportunities available to donors of qualifying gift amounts. These various giving opportunities allow donors the unique chance to gift a portion of our project and dedicate the gift in honor or memory of whomever they choose. Donors of these specific gifts will have their names or the names of those they are honoring commemorated in some special way, as will donors of all gifts to our campaign. But whatever the gift or method of making it may be, please be assured that your support is both urgently needed and will be greatly appreciated. The parishioners who started Our Lady of Lourdes, St. Alice, and St. Christopher's did it for us. It's now our turn to unite as one faith family and invest in Our Lady of the Lakes Parish for future generations of families who come to the lakes areas to live, work, and find enjoyment in the unique life our area offers. Through the prayerful, volunteer, and financial support of many, and the extraordinary support of a few, we believe we can, with God's help, achieve our goals. And as a result, our past will only be prologue to an even more fruitful future here at Our Lady of the Lakes Parish. Won't you please join us in this exciting and essential effort to better our service to one another, to our community, and to Christ?